This is the Garden of English. I'm Tim Freitas, and Mark and Carly have seemingly got a facelift. So let's check out the changes. All right, as we begin this video, I want to give a huge shout out to the Garden of English Patreon supporters. You will see their names right here. And I am incredibly grateful for them and the support that they do indeed offer. In fact, actually, all of the Garden of English Patreon supporters just got our newest product that we put out, which was a bunch of multiple choice stems for all 9 units, both the rhetorical analysis and the writing. So this will be the 9 units for AP Lang. And we packaged it up in a nice organized format. Got all of that for free. We are actually selling that on our website as well. So you might want to check that out. There is a link in the description down below. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to my friends at Parlay, especially if you are an AP Lang teacher, although it works for any type of English content instruction and history, by the way. But I do encourage you to check out ParlayIdeas.com. They are not paying for an advertisement. They're not sponsoring this video. They are just good friends of mine, and I really appreciate their product and what it can do for synthesis to make things fun. They actually even allowed the Garden of English to come, myself and a few of my friends, like my friend Beth Hall over at Coach Hall Writes and my friend Lauren Peterson, who co-authored a textbook with me and Brandon Abden. They allowed us to create a Garden of English set of interactive discussion boards that you can actually use for review in your class or for lessons in your class. And they fully align with the course and exam description. So a huge shout out to Parlay. Like I said, not a paid promotion, just a personal promotion because I really appreciate them. And I want to promote them as much as I can. But anyway, let's actually get into today's video content. And that is that I would like to announce that the famous high school synthesis or high school drama synthesis prompt has received a facelift. Just yesterday, I got to get together with the one and only Kaytie Storms, who took my original high school synthesis prompt and revolutionized it, by the way. She and I got together and we decided that we were going to upgrade and update the high school synthesis prompt based on some of the, I guess, criticisms that were levied towards it, which I do find interesting how no good deed actually goes unpunished. When I first created the prompt, I was looking to just find a way for my kids who were complaining about not having access to research skills or not having ever done it before. I knew that that wasn't the case, and I wanted to prove to them that they think about source credibility all the time, and they evaluate source credibility all the time, and then they allow different sources based on different credentials of credibility and validity to actually influence how they create arguments about other things. And I chose high school drama to do it because I figured that that's something that most kids get involved with. But nonetheless, let's actually talk about the changes because these changes were indeed instituted because I was looking at comments that would typically show up and, you know, different criticisms and whatnot. And Kaytie and I talked about it and we were like, you know what, we could probably fix a majority of these. So I'm going to show you the 2 differences here of the prompts super quick, and then we'll call it a day. But you can know that you can actually access these prompts for free if you click on the description down below, and they will also be on the website, thegardenofenglish.com. But anyway, let's actually check this out. You will notice that if you go to the link down below for these prompts, you will get a Google Doc. And it will force you to make a copy. And that is so that if you edit anything for your own purposes, you can do so. We do ask, though, that you keep the Garden of English production element up here. And I'm actually going to throw Kaytie Storms' name down the bottom because, like I said, she's the one that revolutionized my original prompt to be what this is. But in this document, you are going to notice that as you scroll down, that there are a lot of pages. And the reason why is because there are actually 2 prompts here now. There are 2 versions of the high school drama prompt. And the reason why is because there are 2 versions of synthesis prompts on the AP Lang exam. And so what happens here is this: there is a stable prompt wording for the AP Lang exam now that shows up in the course and exam description. And because of that, a lot of people do think or have thought that because of the stable prompt wording, the factors-based or the issues-based prompts will be going away, but that is not true. A factors or issues-based prompt can still fit in the stable prompt wording. In fact, that's actually, if you look at the first prompt here, it says, write an essay that synthesizes from at least 3 sources and develops your position about what factors CARLY should consider when deciding how to address their relationship from here. So notice we did create the factors-based prompt here. If we were to scroll down, you'll notice that the next type of prompt, which is the more argumentative or the easier to argue type of prompt, right? We have write an essay, or actually we changed it to a DM, particularly because nobody's writing letters anymore, and this isn't an essay-based type of an assignment, but write a DM that synthesizes material from at least 3 sources that develops your position about how Mark should handle his situation with Carly. And so notice one is an issues-based prompt, one is not an issues-based prompt, one is more argumentative, and you now actually have your choice. You'll also notice that although I did not read the context for this prompt, the context actually stays the same. But what we did was we changed things up just a little bit because in the original prompt, Mark was the hero. Now, why was Mark the hero when I originally wrote this? Well, all you need to do is check out this video right up here, and you're going to realize that Mark is a really awesome dude. And when I wrote the original prompt, I knew that Mark could take the joke. I knew that Mark would respond really well to the heat. And like I said, if you watch that video up in the corner, you're going to realize how cool of a dude he actually is. And so that's why I knew that I could kind of pick on Mark and make him be the good guy here, because he is a good guy. But because of that, though, what we decided to do is we also wanted to have a prompt where Carly was the one who was in better standing. And so because of that, we wanted to give, make a prompt where we could have Carly be the character that was the one that we wanted to kind of root for in this. Because we've noticed over the past few years that, Carly typically gets the short end of the stick because of the way the sources are set up and whatnot. So what we did was we created this particular prompt in favor of Carly per se, and then we have the old prompt, which is still leaning towards favoring Mark. But we also have added sources here, so we've got a menu from the melting pot and things like that. We've also added a Snapchat picture here. You'll see that right up on the screen here. So we've got a Snapchat picture as well. And we also have some new updated text conversations and some new updated context. So Kaytie and I really want to encourage you to check out what we've added and changed here so that we could kind of work to allow people to choose what they wanted to do with the prompt itself. And like I said, you can actually access an editable copy of this on the website or in the description right down below. We know and we've heard a lot of positive feedback about the original prompt, and Kaytie and I think that we spent time actually making it better the other day. I'm in a huge debt to her for this, by the way, and the reason why is because she's the one that took this particular prompt and made it as fun as it was. My original prompt was actually kind of boring. So a huge shout out to Kaytie Storms, who unfortunately could not be here to film this video with me today due to some other obligations, but she gave me the green light to go ahead and film it anyway. On top of that, though, not only are we releasing new prompts for high school drama, but we are also releasing at thegardenofenglish.com in our Spreadshirt shop, which is linked down below, which is also linked on our website. We are releasing some new high school drama merch, and you can actually see the t-shirts here. And I think I'll try to get a cup like up here or a mug up here. And then we also have stickers, and maybe it'll be on this side or both. I don't know, right? But nonetheless, so we've got Mark and Carly stickers, Mark and Carly shirts, Mark and Carly mugs. And we hope that you all can have some fun with that. If you appreciate this resource, the easiest thing that you can do to support us is not only buy any of that Mark and Carly merch, but also just press like and subscribe. That's the easiest way to support the Garden of English, and we are grateful for such. You can also just click and download or make a copy of the Google Doc for Mark and Carly and then choose which prompts that you do. By all means, if you do high school drama with your students, I ask that you just drop comments down below about whether it was successful or not, or anything that you would potentially like to see us change in the future. Although please remember that you could change things as you see fit, because it's going to allow you to make a copy of the document. Please just keep the Garden of English and Kaytie's and my name on the document. Even if you modify it, just say modified from an original version by. I'd like to give a huge shout out to some companies that I do work with and actually support a lot. We've got Applied Practice, we've got Perfection Learning, and we've got Parlay, like I had mentioned before. I'm so grateful for their support, and I'm also grateful for your support, and I look forward to being able to support you with more activities and revising more activities throughout the school year to help make your classroom more effective. I hope you all have a great one.